Hello and welcome to G Fun Facts Online. In a world obsessed with wellness, dieting seems like a simple equation. Calories in, calories out. But have you ever felt like you're fighting a losing battle against your own body when you try to cut back? Like something deep inside you is screaming for just one more bite? Well, you're not wrong. Today, we're going to peel back the curtain on dieting and look at what's really happening inside our minds and our bodies when we restrict calories. This isn't just about a number on a scale. It's a journey into our evolutionary past, our brain's powerful survival instincts, and the complex psychology of hunger. To really get it, we have to go way back. For our ancient ancestors, finding enough food was the challenge of a lifetime. Famine was a constant threat, so our brains evolved incredible defense mechanisms to prevent weight loss. When you decide to go on a diet today, your brain doesn't see a desire for a beach body. It sees a famine. It panics. This panic is managed by a tiny but mighty region in your brain called the hypothalamus. Within the hypothalamus, special nerve cells called AGRP neurons go into overdrive. Think of them as the emergency hunger button. When they're activated by a calorie deficit, they unleash powerful signals that make you ravenously hungry and drive you to seek out high-energy food. It's your biology fighting what it perceives as starvation. And it's not just neurons, it's a full-on hormonal war. Let's meet the two main generals, leptin and ghrelin. Leptin is the satiety or fullness hormone. It's produced by your fat cells and tells your brain, hey, we've got enough energy stored, you can relax. But when you lose fat, your leptin levels drop. Your brain sees this as the fuel tank's running empty. In response, it cranks up your hunger and slows down your metabolism to conserve every last bit of energy. On the other side is ghrelin, the hunger hormone. It's released by your stomach and its levels rise to tell you it's time to eat. When you're dieting, ghrelin levels are often elevated, making you feel constantly hungry. So you have less of the I am full hormone and more of the I am starving hormone. It's a biological double whammy. This leads us to something called the set point theory. Imagine your body has a factory default weight range, like a thermostat in your house is set to a specific temperature. This set point is hardwired into your biology. When your weight drops below this range, your body's internal thermostat kicks in, launching a series of countermeasures to push your weight back up. It increases hunger, slows your metabolism, and even makes you feel less full after you eat. This explains why so many people regain weight after a diet. It's not a failure of willpower. It's your body's powerful biological drive to return to what it considers its safe and stable state. The fight isn't just physical. The psychological toll of restriction is immense. First, there's your mood. The stress of perceived starvation and constant deprivation can lead to irritability, anxiety, and even depression. Then comes the obsession. Ever notice that when you can't have something, it's all you can think about? Your brain becomes fixated on food. Studies show that when you're deprived of calories, your brain's attention and reward centers light up like a Christmas tree when you see pictures of food. This intense focus leads to powerful cravings, and this creates a vicious cycle. You restrict, the cravings build, the pressure becomes unbearable, and you end up binging on the very foods you swore off. This is followed by intense guilt and shame, which often leads to even stricter rules, and the cycle starts all over again. In our data-obsessed culture, counting every calorie seems like a logical solution. But this can become a dangerous obsession. When you rely on an app instead of your own body, you start to lose touch with your natural hunger and fullness cues. This can make you more anxious around food and, ironically, more vulnerable to overeating. The constant mental math can be exhausting and isolating, turning a simple dinner with friends into a stressful calculus problem. For some, this intense focus on numbers can be a slippery slope towards disordered eating, as dieting is one of the biggest risk factors for developing conditions like anorexia and bulimia. So if our brains are hardwired to fight back against restriction, what's the answer? The science suggests we need a more compassionate and sustainable approach, one that works with our biology, not against it. Instead of focusing only on calorie numbers, shift your focus to the quality of your food. A diet filled with nutrient-dense whole foods fuels your brain and body properly. Practice mindful or intuitive eating, learning to listen to your body's signals of hunger and satiety. Incorporate regular physical activity that you actually enjoy. And don't forget to prioritize sleep and manage stress, as both have a huge impact on your appetite hormones. The takeaway here is that our bodies are not simple machines. Moving away from a mindset of punishment and restriction and towards one of nourishment and self-care is the true path to long-term health and well-being. Thanks for tuning in to G Fun Facts Online.